Dark Souls, a notoriously easy game. Clearly what this game needs is an additional challenge to spice it up a little. Today we will be playing through Dark Souls Remastered as the second sexiest NPC alive, Havel. For those unfamiliar, Havel has the heaviest equipment in the game. The heaviest armor, the heaviest shield, the second heaviest weapon, and a ring to raise equip load. Setting some ground rules here, I have to wear all of Havel's equipment the entire game, no taking any of it off. Speedrun exploits such as exiting and loading are allowed. Summoning NPCs to help with bosses, however, is not allowed. Havel works alone. Welcome to Undead Asylum, the finest vacation spot in Lordran. Immediately you may notice something interesting about our situation. The equipment is so heavy that we can't run or dodge roll. This means most of our early game is going to be at this breakneck speed. You guys ever notice that Asylum Demon falls from a place even higher than the Overlook? Wild. We matrix dodge our way up the hollow hallway and dodge the fuck you boulder, then we listen to this guy go on and on about some BS before stealing his Sunny D. Pivoting around some raving Havel fans, we finally arrive at the fog gate. Okay, all we have to do is plunge attack. Oh, okay, that's fine, we can just... Oh no. We spend an ungodly amount of time dealing slivers of damage before being turned to Play-Doh. Looks like we'll have to handle this the old-fashioned way. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, Havel doesn't use fire bombs? You know what else Havel doesn't do? Ask for your opinion. In all seriousness though, I've been at this boss for over an hour now, and I really don't think it's possible to do the normal way with our current build. The bombs are the starting gift, so I would consider it legal, but if you can manage to find a way to do it normally, then drop the video in my Discord. Thanks. Kiss kiss moi. With Big Chunkus Demon dead, we can finally make our way to Firelink Shrine, where the true game begins. Our first levels are going to go towards strength, as being able to kill bosses is more important than being able to dodge basic enemies. Here are the relevant stat thresholds to look out for this run. We do a brisk walk through the graveyard for some items and get boned, then we start heading up the mountainside towards Undeadburg. We make it to the bonfire, and now it's time to painfully navigate our way to the first real boss fight. Our poise is so strong that we can Sigma grindset our way through the burg and get pelted by fire, swords, and barrels until we finally reach the fog gate. Okay, this is gonna be rough. We need to bait Taurus into jumping off the edge and not die beforehand. Okay, that went about as well as expected. Now to make the entire journey back and try again. Jump back, please. Just jump back. Come on! Please, 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 please. Yes! With Horoscope Demon dead, we arrive at the Hellkite Bridge. Thankfully, Hellkite Drake was merciful and decided we could live today, unlocking the shortcut back to the bonfire. Now, I could just sit here and farm souls from the bridge until I have all the stats I need, but where's the fun in that? I have places to be. Instead, we'll wait for the Drake to jump forward, then kite him to hell and grab the bonfire. Heading into the parish, the Fang Boar is giving us a lot of trouble. We have to be creative and stand behind this flame until it dies a horrible slow death. Without the Fang Boar, the trek to the next bonfire is fairly simple. Now we're at a difficult spot. We need 4 more levels to be able to actually deal damage, and we will definitely need the damage to take on the gargoyles. There's a few soul items around that I can think of. There's a couple of New Londo ruins, so we'll head back to... Seems we've encountered another boss. Can we walk over it? No. Can we go around? No. Okay, I'll have to come up with some creative Oh, moving on. The most potent accessible soul I can think of would be the soul guarded by the undead dragon in the Valley of the Drakes. We'll head down through Darkroot and try our hand at navigating that hellhole. This might be one of the hardest parts of the run. We obviously can't dodge the drakes, so we have to tank them, but if they start pecking at us, it's over. We eventually get really lucky and manage to maneuver around both Drake and Josh. Now we just have to snatch the soul from the fingies of the undead dragon. I don't remember which of these 3 items is the soul, so we're just gonna have to grab them all and run. We dodge the draconic indigestion and decide to take a quick venture into Blight Town to grab the shortcut key for New Londo ruins. It goes about as well as you'd expect. And we've done it! With the new souls, we have enough strength to actually use our weapon. Two-handed at least. Let's go test it out, shall we? Yes! Yes, finally! Yeah! Now we have the ability to push our way through the squishy enemies, at least that would be the plan if 400 buffed hollows didn't still destroy us. After eventually passing them, it's time to wake the stony boys. Look at that damage, it's beautiful. Now we just need to not burn to death. The Gargs have been oiled, and we can ring the first bell of awakening. I'd like to be a bit closer to being able to actually move before we try to descend Blight Town, so we'll take a quick detour and take out Mothman. Just gotta watch out for these ambushes. I'll spare you the boring boss fight, but all I'll say is the magic missile attack hurts a lot even with all this armor. Mothman is dead! And look! That gave us enough levels to gain the ability to actually move our body. This speed really is the Kendrick to the Valley of Drake. Welcome to Blight Town, everyone! Dark Souls fans know how delightful this place is. Thankfully, we don't have to spend long here. We'll just rush our way down, hit the bonfire, trudge through the poison mud, and enter Quaylog's web hole. The Spidussy has been vanquished. We can finally activate the alarm clock. Before taking the trek back upstairs, we'll take a quick sec to kill Ceaseless Dick Cheese. Okay, back up to the surface, I see I made an oopsie. I was so excited about my ability to run around earlier that I forgot to kill Lautrec before he got to the Firekeeper, so we're gonna have to retrieve her soul when we get to Anne Orlando. Oh well. Time for Sen's Fuck Pit. The run through the fortress is pretty straightforward, at least until we get the entire front half of our body scraped off by a boulder. Then the Iron Golem fight proves to be a little difficult when it comes to dodging his grabby hands, but once he staggers, it's all over. These must be some extremely strong gargoyles to be able to carry me right now. Welcome to Orlando, Florida. Let's interact with the local populace. Idiot. Yes, everyone's favorite part of Dark Souls 1, the Dragon Slayer archers. Ah, yes! Now it's your turn. Ow. Now it's your turn. Ow. Now it's your turn. No, no, no! Ha! Fuck you! Thank you, speedrun reflexes! Ha! After our totally fair and legitimate victory, we've made it inside Bowser's castle. Time to find the princess and get out of here. We may be thick AF, but that doesn't mean we don't still have hops. We have to take a quick pit stop to say hi to the goodest boy while we're here. My orb is quivering, which means it's time to kill a man. Our duel will be magnificent. How a squishy mage survived a backstab by Havel is pissing me off, though. Goldilocks is dead, and we have the Firekeeper's soul. Now we can get back to more important matters, taking on everybody's favorite power couple, Onstein and S'more. This might take a while. Okay, listen, full disclosure, I am distraught. I was fighting these guys for like 2 hours, and at one point I paused my recording and forgot to unpause, so I don't have footage of me beating ONS nor retrieving the Lord Vessel. I was debating just scrapping this recording because of this, but that would kill my soul, so here's an artist's rendition of what you missed. With the Lord Vessel retrieved, we can finally get Vored by Frant. Thank God. Next up, we want to get the Rite of Kindling, so we will head into the Catacombs and take our anger out on Patches. The Catacombs is horrible, so we're going to skip most of it by jumping off a few cliffs. Finally, the hardest boss in the game. The most dangerous of disgraced necromancers. Pinwheel. May our endless war rage on for centuries. He's dead. How to stumble around in the dark for a while until we find the Skull Lantern, allowing a much easier path through the... Finally, we've gained enough strength to fully utilize our shield. This means we can just block most attacks and run past most enemies we don't feel like fighting. Perfect! We've arrived at the chamber of Lord Ticklefingers. Thankfully, I'm an expert at dodging his attacks. The amazing part about Havel's equipment is holding up the shield does seem to tank most of Nito's Death Blast, which should make it much easier to stay close to him. Nito is finito, now time to ruin some demons. We kill a quick Kirk and wallop a wall worm before taking on Hot Cheeto Chungus Demon. Much like Nito, our shield can take most of the blast, making this fight pretty simple. Not as simple as fighting Centipus Demon, though. It's unfortunately time to take on the coolest boss in Dark Souls, the Bread of Crust. I'm still way too slow, at least for what I, a Dex build beta male, is used to, so maneuvering around the big old tree hands proves much more difficult than I'd like to admit. Bed of Chaos? More like Dead of Chaos. Back over to Anal Lando to receive our scholarship to the Duke's Archives. Hopefully the board doesn't find out about my tax fraud and send me to prison. Ah, fuck. We have to run past all the Slither boys to shut off the awful music being blasted here. Then just a little stair rotating, invisible running, and clam dodging, and we've arrived at the boss arena for Great Grey Wolf Seath. We can tank most of the crystal damage, but it's the curse bar we really have to be careful of. But pivoting around his Tantrum Blast, Seath is no more, meaning we only have one Lord Soul left. First, we have to get the Covenant of Artorias to get to them, which means we have to do the unthinkable and kill the second goodest boy, Sif the Scaleless. I'm so sorry, my precious boy, please forgive me. We get dragged to hell by a bunch of ghosts for our sinful Sif slaughter, and eventually make our way to the Abyss to take on the unimaginable number of kings. Wearing full Havel's armor is actually a pretty popular method for surviving these guys. Typically, people are able to kill them a bit faster, though, before having to deal with 500 of them like we did here. With the kings dethroned, it means it's time. The moment we've all been waiting for. Taking on the final boss. Me. Victory! Yes! I guess we can take on Gwyn as well, whatever. Hi there, I'm a parrying addict. The easiest way to beat Gwyn is by parrying him, but I cannot parry with this shield. And I don't think I've fought him without parrying in quite literally years. So this will go great, I'm sure. come! We've done it. Gwyn is dead. We can link the fires and be free from this hell! And there we have it. I've done a lot of Dark Souls challenge runs in my time, but this was definitely a cool one to try. Thanks as always to my patrons for making these videos possible. Also, hey, if you have any game suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and Havel will give you a big ol' kiss. Bye.